Hey everyone, Sirloin of Beef here, and welcome to, well, just Farming Simulator 22 for right now. So, we're at this menu because I have come up with probably the most insane challenge uh, playthrough that, in all honesty, I was searching around actually for it to see if anybody had done anything like this, and I can't find anything. Now, I did find a couple similar ones, like I saw one YouTuber, forgive me, I can't think of their name right now. If it happens to be you and you're watching this video, throw me a comment down there and I'll give out credit to you. But they were doing a corner to corner challenge, like on the Elmcreek map, to like kind of own everything. Um, and this is kind of built off of that, but a little bit different. So part of it was, which we are doing in here as well, is that the only installed mods are Giants mods. And what I mean by Giants mods is you go into a mod and it says the author's Giant software. So anything that's from Giants themselves, obviously including the DLCs. So easy way to do this if you are following along, because this can be done on any um, platform, obviously, because we are only using the Giants, um, is just go to search Giants, bam. And we don't have precision farming because, as crazy as this challenge is already, um, I didn't think we needed to add that much spice to it. But if you would like me to add that on in the future for this playlist, because once I finish going over everything here, it is going to be quite long. So, anyways, as you see, all all of the Giants mods, with the exception of precision farming, and I think there's like one of the and this one is not by Giants. You click that's it's Giants Island, but it's not from Giants, this particular one, so we're not doing it. Anywho, there is one other, yeah, this one, the Volvo tractor. I You can buy it. It's like 99 cents, I think, or something like that. But we're probably not even going to be using it, so there's no point in adding that. But everything else, all the Giants mods. So that is one part of this challenge. That Giants only. No, there's not going to be any crazy auto loads. There's not going to be any crazy productions. There's not going to be, auto load and, all that stuff. It's just giant stuff only. On top of that, we are also going to, I already have 24 of them through just my regular playthrough, but by the end of this insanely long playlist, uh, the goal is to have all 45 achievements. So we are going to have all of them. Luckily, this one right here, if you don't know, it's never too late to farm. If you're not familiar with this one, you have to have a save game that's over a year old that you haven't played, and then you go back to playing it, and it'll give you that achievement. So a farm that you haven't played in a year, you go back to it and play it, bam, it unlocks that one. So thankfully, I already have that one, or this challenge wouldn't be over until next year. But since that one's done, all these other ones, uh, obviously these are the collectible ones right here. Find all the Elmcreek. This one is going to be Game On. That's the gaming cartridges. That's uh, Halt Baileron, and then Cheez It. That's Erlengrat. So, and that's actually a good segue here. Seeing that, we will be doing all of the maps. So this challenge is going to include using Giants only mods, getting all of the achievements, and the biggest part is going to be a 100% completion of every Giants map. By completion, that means owning every animal that's on the map, owning every production that's on the map, and owning every single buyable land on the map. So own everything essentially. And with that also being said, that doesn't mean just, we just buy it all and it just sits there. We actually want to be using it to some degree. Doesn't mean we have to have max amount of animals, have the factories fully loaded with everything, but everything has to either been used or is being currently used to some form of acceptable level, right? So we're not just going to, you know, buy the grain mill and just let it go. Now, and never like do anything with it because that's what's the point. We're not just I'm not trying to cheese it and just try to get it done. Actually want to do a full 100% playthrough of this. So, let's get started with that. And we are going to be doing new farmer. So, we're going to start there. And we're going to go ahead and do these in order. So, we have Elmcreek is going to be the first one. So, that's the one I'm going to be starting on. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know if it's going to be 6 days, 6 weeks, 6 months. Hopefully not 6 months. If it takes 6 months, then this is probably going to be the longest playlist of Farming Simulator known to man. But we're going to start off with Elm Creek. Then the next map we're going to do is Hot Baileron. Then on to Erlingrat. Then Silver Run Forest. Because we are doing all the DLCs and Platinum and all that. Then, of course, they just released Horse Aggravation. That's going to be the final one that we do. That is until the premium expansion comes out. When the premium expansion comes out, then we'll be doing that one. Um, this one's going to have some special rules for it just because of the constructions and stuff like that. So we'll go over that when we get to that one and however long that's going to be. But for now, let's get this started here at Elm Creek. We have all Giants mods here. Let's get it started. All right. And of course, I hope all of you are doing well today. This is something that I've, was really thinking about. I don't would like to also say, obviously, that this is going to be replacing the Eastern North Carolina playlist. I just noticed that some of the videos didn't seem like they were really, I know I'm a, you know, tiny channel, but I noticed that those videos, especially compared to my other ones like the um, Court Farm and even the brand new Euro Truck Simulator playlist I was doing, the Eastern North Carolina ones, it's just absolutely no one's watching them. So I wanted to do something else. Um, hopefully, this will do better. Like I said, I haven't seen anybody else attempt anything like this, so I think it's gonna be interesting, and even if it doesn't maybe gain as much traction as I hope for, then at least it'll be something that I can check off my list of fully completing, quote unquote, um, farming simulator. So what what do you guys think? Do we need to do the tutorial? No, we don't need to do the tutorial. We all know how farming simulator works. Now we can do the tutorial on this or hot baileron. So since we have already skipped that, if y'all do want to see it, let me know. And when we get to the hot baileron series, then we'll go ahead and do it on there. So with this, first thing that we want to go ahead and do here is get our settings changed. I'm going to put it down to probably 2 or 3 times. We're not going to be doing any kind of um, playlist essentially, where we're just trying to, mess around with different things and do this. This is going to be kind of a min max playlist. Like our goal is to buy fields, most money that we can, as quickly as we can, and get this whole thing, completed. So we're going to leave it on easy. Obviously, we're not going to mess with any of the seasonal growth or anything. I am going to turn plowing on. And turn stones and weeds off because those are kind of uh, they're just kind of a headache in my opinion. I like to have dirt on fast, off for engine, off for stop and go, normal fuel usage, and off for all the buying of that. Let's go ahead and lock that in. All right. And here we go. We are at the beginning of a Elmcreek playlist, and those question mark things that are going around, I don't suppose. Is that all of them? No. Okay, so that's just the info triggers. Okay, so we just don't need those. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get it started here. All right, and let's see. I want to make sure. No, okay, straw swap's already on. All right, so what's that? Don't need that. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and hire the worker to go ahead and get that done. Gonna get this hooked up, and we can just have that standing by when it needs it. We'll get to seating here. Now, some of the achievements here. There are 3 harvesting achievements that pretty much can't. I don't think I can see any of them from here. Um, but there's one for sorghum, there's one for grapes, and there's one for olives. So I'm going to do one of those per map. And for this one, I'm going to go with sorghum. So we're going to go ahead and get that one done here on Elm Creek. Which can that be planted? That cannot be planted right now. So we're not going to bother with that. Looks like we are in the time of canola. So we're going to go ahead and throw some canola down. We'll be using workers to get a lot of this done because especially as soon as we start getting a little bit bigger, there's just going to be so much work that needs to be done. We're not going to have any way to keep up. All right, that's on its way. It's still doing well over there. And now we got this one with the cultivator, this is going to be the first thing that we change because we have the periodic plowing turned on. So I can almost promise you, let me just, actually, I don't even need to run over there. What am I doing? Um, Go here, needs plowing. They all need to be plowed. So this one's already kind of cultivated and ready. So we'll do that one on the next go around. But this one needs to be plowed. So, and actually, what else we can do just to get it that much better? Let's see. Just gonna drop our weight off here because we're gonna need to carry back 2 things. All right. And I'm not going to go on a full collectibles hunt right from the beginning, um, because that's kind of one of the points of having the giants only mods. Trying to make this as least cheaty or easy, so to say, as possible. Because I know a lot of those mods can they would make this game 10 times easier, and it would make this challenge probably able to be completed within a few episodes, even with some of the auto load things and and all that stuff, which don't get me wrong, are absolutely great. I love, all of the mods and the work that the modders put in to make those. Um, but we want to try to keep this as, I don't want to say realistic, because obviously some of those there are some realism mods in there as well. But we just want to keep this as close to just how Giants intended the game, I guess, if that's what you want to call it, as we can. And also, with that being said, since we're not using any crazy or wild mods out there, anybody that's watching on console can also, if you're crazy enough like me, can follow along with this. And let me know if you plan on doing something like this. Let me know where you're at in the process, or have you already done something like this? And if so, how long did it take you? All right, so we sold that because we got the periodic plowing on, so we need to get a plow. So what's on sale? Nothing we can use. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so let's look at our equipment. So we have 190, 175, 170. So this is the one we're in, right? The 4750. Okay, yep. So we already got the highest horsepower tractor here that we have. Let's see. We got 190 horsepower. Probably looking at like that, a 2.5 meter. Unless we got a subsoiler, which that would be 3 meters. That's 4 meter. Oh, we could get that. Yeah, 4 meters. Let's see. That's definitely going to be a no-go. I'm thinking we go with this one right here. All right, and then the other thing that we wanted to go ahead and get was going to be a mulcher, so that way we can maximize our gains off of the field there. So that's 5.6, 130. Okay, yeah, so that's way too high horsepower for what we got. So it looks like we're gonna go with this one here. Right? I'm under, yep. Okay. So we're gonna go with this one. All right, let's pick this up here. I don't think, is it? Yeah, is it picked up from this side? Yeah. So, well, we should probably put the mulcher on the back. That's probably going to be the heaviest. So let's go ahead and turn around and do that. All right, and let's get our subsoiler here. Spin, spin, spin around. Oops. Okay, well, fine. That picks up from the other side. I don't know why this one would pick up from the one side and then the other one's kind of turned around, but yeah, it is what it is. We're fine. Okay. No. Does that not? Okay. For some reason, I thought the subsoiler folded up there, but I guess not. So we'll just keep it on there like that. Let's get back to the farm here. So elaborating a little bit more here on the challenge as well. Um, like I said, we want to go ahead and own pretty much everything on the map, not just the land, but all of the productions as well. Now, if a production is not on a map, we don't have to buy it. We don't have to build it on there. Um, Now, if we the only instance in which we would is if there was something like the bakery, right? But there's no grain mill. I don't know if any of the maps are like that, where they don't include all the required productions for each other. But if that does turn out to be the case, then that would be our only exception, where we would also need to build a plowed right into my house, um, where we would need to build the production as well. All right, so let's get this. All right. I don't think I have a front loader on any of these, because we're gonna have to do something with the straw and the bales there. I don't know. I think our best bet's probably just gonna be to get a cheap forage wagon and um, just gather up the straw and not mess with the bales. Because we start messing with the bales, we're gonna need to get front loader stuff. We're gonna need to get a some kind of trailer, the baler itself. So I mean, there's a lot more into it with that. So I think we're gonna skip that. But let's see. Let's go ahead. We'll get a worker started on this. All right. And let's get over here. This is done. Is wheat going for a good price right now? Probably not. It's not like we have a whole lot anyways. Let's see. Nope, that's going to be at its best in January. So we're going to hold on to that. And actually, here's a quick tip for you. If you didn't know, we actually don't even need to unload it into that tipper. We can actually just come straight over to our silo right here. And look at that. Unload it right into the silo. All right. Perfect. Now we'll go ahead and put this away, because we're not going to need this for a while. Now we are going to be skipping through the months and seasons um, quite regularly. There's going to be no reason or any, like I said, this is a completionist playthrough. There's no reason that I have here to extend anything to make it any longer than it needs to be. So if all our fields are planted, fertilized, you know, all of that, and we're just solely waiting on growing, we're just going to skip through months after month, go straight into the next harvest, and get right at it. All right, so let's fold this up. Usually when I play here, this on Elmcreek, this is kind of what I, if I'm using the starting equipment, this is kind of what I do. I'll tuck this right back in here. Seems like a decent spot for it, even though it's kind of in the bushes. All right. And this episode is going to be a little bit longer than probably the rest of them, just because we're going over all of the different rules and kind of the idea behind the playlist and all that stuff. There we go. Back you right in right there. Leave that there. Okay. And as far as this, what I'm going to go ahead and do is we'll leave this trailer here. We don't need that. This is done. So go ahead and move this over here, because the next field it's going to do is going to be this one over here. And this is where it's going to get really into doing a lot of work is we're going to have a bunch of vehicles. It's almost going to be maybe more of a farm manager kind of deal because the farm's only going to get bigger. This is the smallest to the farm will ever be. So, as soon as this is done, um, as far as, um, let me retract. I kind of lost my whole train of thought there. My brain just blue screened. Error 404, thought not found. Um, but yeah, this is the smallest that the. Oh, you gotta fold it. Okay, fine. So with that being said, it's just gonna get bigger, you know. So there's just gonna be, and as it gets bigger, there's gonna be more work that needs to be done, more fields that need to be harvested, planted, sowed. So there's gonna be a lot of jumping around, um, starting workers, going on to the next thing, starting workers, starting on to the next thing, so on and so forth. All right, and it is gonna get easier, I think, as we get further because right now we don't have a lot of the equipment. Like normally, what I would do is we mulch this and then you fertilize it. That's and then lime it and all that stuff. But since we don't have a lot of that equipment, which we're about to go buy some more, we need to. We're just gonna have to do it at different stages. Because I would have this whole field ready to go and then we're done for like until it's grown. But it's going to be a little bit different this time because we're going to have to come back to it. All right. So back here. All right. So we need to get a forage wagon to pick up this straw. And then we'll probably just go sell the straw because we don't need it for anything. Not yet. Not until we start getting the animals. So let's put that on cruise control. And let's see, what is the cheapest one we can get is $30,000. Because that would require buying an entire tractor. Which, you know what, actually, just out of curious, because I've never used any of this stuff, could we use that tractor for other things? Here, let's pull off on the side of the road before we crash into somebody's house. All right. Oh, and that's another setting I forgot to turn off. There we go. Perfect. And let's see. So forage wagons. Let's take a look at this thing. Oh, well, yeah, $126,000. And is there even there's not even a horsepower thing on that? That's just like the weight. Jeez, and that thing's only 109 horsepower. Like, what about this one? This one's even cheaper. Is this one's 122 horsepower? Can't even make that one faster either, or more powerful either. Well, because I was gonna say we might sell one of our tractors and get one of these kind of all-in-one kind of deals here, but that doesn't seem like it's gonna be any good. All right, so let's go ahead and get this. Let's do our license plate here. Do it on the back only. Do that. Okay. And we will buy that. And then now for lime spreading. So none of these, yeah, because see, and this is exactly like what I'm talking about here, like with the Giants thing. These don't do lime. Normally you would just get one of these for like a couple $1,000s, and some of the cheap mods and stuff like that that throw lime down, and bam, you're good to go. Now our only options are these two Breedle units. That's it. Because that's another thing. One of the mods I also use is I have the uh, lime with manure spreaders. So you can in my playthroughs I can use all these manure spreaders for lime. Can't do that here. So for this, what we're gonna have to do is we're probably gonna have to skip lime for now because that's just gonna be too much of an investment. But we will make sure to get that added on. obviously as soon as possible because we definitely want to make sure our yields are as high as they can be. All right, so let's go ahead and get this back to the farm. Oop. And I did say that this video is going to be a bit is going to be longer than probably the rest in the season, but I don't want it to be too insanely long. So once we get back to the farm here, we'll probably call that a day. Let me know if you guys what you'll think of this series. Um, is there any ideas, suggestion, comments, concerns, snide remarks that you feel or would like to add? It's all welcome. Um, I do thank you for taking your time with me today here, so we can start on this completion uh, playthrough here. I hope y'all have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.